We welcome into the studio what we've talked to him before on the show, but just never in Studio B. BYU offensive line coach, recruiter extraordinaire, Garett Tujague. Coach, welcome to Studio B.
I love it. I love the titles. Love the titles. It's good to be here.
Do you have a nickname?
Several.
Okay, tell us your favorite nickname.
I think the one that I got actually when I was here as a player was Hollywood.
Hollywood.
So, and
He should be on the rap album.
Yes, we got to have Hollywood on there.
I don't know where that came from. I have no idea.
We could even title the song Hollywood.
Hey, listen, a guy that wears the Miami Vice outfit that you rocked at the Miami Beach Bowl deserves to have a nickname like Hollywood. How many recruits did you pull in from wearing that outfit alone?
That went a long way, actually. It helped a lot down in the Dallas area. They were very fond of that down there, so it went a long way.
Nice. What are some of the nicknames that the players call you?
I don't know. None of them had the courage to say it to my face. So I'm sure there are a few.
I don't know that they ever will have the courage to say those to your face. Garett Tujague, offensive line coach, BYU football, with us in Studio B on BYU Sports Nation. Coach, let's go ahead and bring back the Recruiting Day celebration, because this was an amazing effort to bring in what you did. It was a crazy combined collaborative effort to bring in such a class. Now, among the coaches who were celebrating in that dance video, who's the guy that has the best moves?
Got to be the head coach, Bronco Mendenhall, right in the middle, just stirring the chili, getting it going. So it was fun to see Coach doing that and have a good time. And you're right, it was a celebration. It was a total celebration. A lot of hard work and effort going into that day, and man, the support was unreal. Having the old guys, or the experienced guys, come back and introduce the class. It was a great environment. Just big time. Get you chills, get you fired up about the tradition of BYU football.
Yeah, Coach, we were really excited to see just the work that you put in and the offensive linemen that you were able to bring on. And we talk about Taysom Hill and his success, that he's had. Do you see anybody in this class having that same type of success this year?
Yeah, really excited to see what JJ Nwigwe's going to bring in. Talented young man. Unbelievable work ethic. Going through the whole recruiting process, having a chance to watch him wrestle, kind of the same cut of cloth of Tijon. And I'm really excited to see what Jacob has to bring. Jacob Jimenez, very analytical, very thought out when he does things, but he can play physical. And I'm fired up to see what D has to do too. I mean, I love getting guys in from the state of Utah. Hard edge, works really hard, kind of an overachiever type. Going to do the dirty work. So I'm excited. I think the biggest upside would be JJ. Yeah. I think I'm really excited to see what he brings. I'm on him every day to make sure he's ready.
Right.
So
before those guys get into camp and it really gets going in the fall, you're now in spring football, and you bring back pretty solid line, Coach. I mean, we're talking about a freshman All-American in Taysom Hill that is one of the anchors. Riker Matthews, Tuni Canuch, Louis Lapuaho. You got Jatarius Goley coming over now, switching to make the offensive line, and Aledo, Wilcox. How do you feel about the status of the offensive line right now in spring ball?
Yeah, good. And the foundation of being set and what we're trying to accomplish in the spring is really good. And again, it helps tremendously having examples to show the younger guys that have joined the program on how to do things with that experience that we bring in. So, it's a great environment. We got to work on establishing that depth. But the first couple guys, I love it. There's going to be competition. Guys fighting. Riker coming back, he's doing really good. He's missing out on spring ball, but man, you can see him sitting in the room getting kind of nervous because Louis having an unbelievable spring and getting better with every day. Brad Wilcox stepping up at tackle, so it's fun. Tijon, getting him to work on the finer things of his game so he can perfect his craft. And it's a lot of fun to be around those guys, but, it's always fun to ruffle their feathers and tell them that there's guys coming in to steal their jobs. So.
Oh, I would always hate that, man. I remember going into my senior year, and this is when Coach Hill was here, and he was like, yeah, man, we're bringing in some JC corners. They're like 6'3", and oh, you got to say the height, right? always make you nervous, but competition is really good. And, so good to hear that. Coach, with Taysom having the injuries, is there a different approach to how you guys are going to protect him this year. Does that change up any strategy and how you're able to coach these guys?
Yeah, I think, as a coach, you got to protect. Got to protect your gold, and Taysom's done an amazing job of getting his body ready to do the things that he can do in practice. And one of his greatest traits is his legs. I mean, his arm has come amazingly far over the spring. It's so much fun to watch, the 7-on-7 stuff that he does and his reads and his keys. But Taysom's Taysom. He's very dangerous with his legs, and yeah, you want to utilize that, but you also want to protect it. So as an offensive staff, we've done a bunch of things to create offense that can utilize both his talents in his arm and his legs, and it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun getting up on the board, drawing things up and going over it and seeing what we can do and what we can't do, and a little bit more emphasis, on Jamal and our tailback runs. So yeah.
So there's a drill for that DBs that we run in practice called the placer drill. When the quarterback scrambles, we just stick to the receiver and we just follow him wherever we go. And in practice, it absolutely sucks because your knees are burning, your legs are burning. I just didn't have this vision of you guys doing a similar drill with Taysom because he's out there scrambling around.
Absolutely, got to do it. I mean, you gotta. It's keep fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting, and again, it's just you got to wait for that official to tell you that the ball's gone, right. Or if you're lucky enough to see it fly over your head. But you just got to keep finding work until you know that he's either 25 yards downfield or he's launched one. So absolutely, we drill that in, overtrain that all the time.
Coach Tujague, Garett Tujague on BYU Sports Nation with us. We're talking about BYU spring football, the offensive line specifically. We like to play the hypothetical game because that's what we do in the media. Yeah, I mean, you know the drill.
I know the drill.
Taysom Hill said, if there were a game this Saturday, he feels like he is at least good enough that he could go and play. So if you had to start 5 guys on Saturday to protect Taysom Hill, right now, who would be your starting offensive line?
I'd go with Brad Wilcox right now at left, just because Riker, I think he'll be fine, but Brad's he's grown tremendously over the spring, and it's been awesome to have him there. And you got to go with Kyle Johnson. I mean, Mr. Reliable. I mean, the guy, he plays tackle, guard. He's just done an amazing job for us there, and he's going to end here with, probably 4 years as a starter.
Wow.
And, but I don't tell him that. Don't tell him that. I don't want him to ever get comfortable.
Nobody else is here listening.
Yeah. So, and then Tijon holding it down. And what's been really interesting is to watch the development of his backup. Parker Dawes done an amazing job. And then Tooney at right guard and Louis at right tackle. So that would be, that'd be a fun group to watch.
That gets my blood going, man. Like that's exciting stuff.
Very. The culture in that room has been unbelievable, and guys are getting really close to grabbing other dudes by the throat and telling them that this is how we do things in this room. It's been fun. It's been a lot of fun.
Great. Yeah, that's the biggest thing I've heard coming out of, I would say winter, not just spring, is the changing culture. And I know that the strength and conditioning program had a lot to do with that. Have you seen a difference so far? I know it's only been a few months, right? But have you seen a difference with your guys and how the new program has affected them?
Absolutely. Coach Wintrick's done an amazing job. Guys are way more lean, bigger body mass as far as good body mass, way more athletic, way more in control of their body. The thing that I've noticed in this spring as opposed to the last 2 is there's not very many guys on the ground. And that's a great indication of athletic ability.
Nice.
In those settings. Obviously, when we go to a scrimmage, then guys are going to be all over the ground. But to be in control of your body, he's done an amazing job. And to think about it, he only really had 6 weeks.
Right.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, I can't wait. I love spring. Anytime I can get on the field with my guys, I don't want that to ever end. And you got to treat those 15 practices like gold.
Yep.
But I'm very excited to see what happens in the summer. I'm really excited for Frank and his staff.
I know that goals coming out of spring football are always on the top of mind. What do you want to accomplish when spring football is over? At least say you have accomplished.
Yeah, establishing our belly, establishing our run game back inside again like we did when we were here in 2013, and be a viable threat with that, protecting the quarterback in our pass, and then not one penalty. As far as an aggressive penalty fighting, I tell my guys, man, if they're going to throw, it's going to get ugly. They won't have energy to get up the next day. I'll make sure of it. So working on that discipline is mission critical. And you want to have that nasty edge But you got to know where to stop.
Yep.
And you got to know where that fine line is, and we're working on that. So,
Coach, we appreciate the time. We want you to sign our Rise Up flag before you go. We'll have you do that during the break.
yeah,
And before you know it, man, September 5th is going to be here.
can't wait.
Countdown to the Cornhuskers.
176 days away, Coach.
That is going to be here before we know it.
Lincoln,
That's right.
Nebraska, and BYU will collide in 176 days. Again, Coach, thanks for the time. We appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thanks.